don't tread on us. We're not afraid. You work for us. We're not your slave.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is John Stone at UticaFreePress.com, and I am here to tell you today that after reading some material put out by the government, I believe I might be a terrorist. Let me read some of the things to you. Now, the first part here comes from the MIAC document that was put out in February of '09. And I want to read a few highlights off here, and I'll give you the links in a minute so you can go read this for yourself. And I do have a video here that will highlight that. I'll break to in just one moment. Supporting Congressman Ron Paul. Well, I did support him. Yes, I do like the guy. So that's one strike against me. Supporting former presidential candidate Chuck Baldwin. That's who I voted for. That's two strikes against me. I am well on my way to being a terrorist. Supporting former Congressman Bob Barr. Don't know that much about him, so I can't really commit to that one. Opposing the implementation of the North American Union. Well, if that's a true thing, if they have it in the works, yes, I do oppose that. I believe in the sovereignty of the United States. So there's 3 strikes against me. Owning gold bullion. 4 strikes against me. Displaying historical U.S. flags. That's our flag. Isn't that historical? Is that part of our history? If I hang that out on my porch, am I a terrorist? I might be. Opposing abortion. Yes, personally, I don't believe in it. But I still don't believe that a government should even be in that arena. That's a personal choice. So there's another strike against me. Talk about the documentary Zeitgeist. Never seen it. Heard about it, but have never seen it. Okay, now here's another document by the Joint Terrorism Task Force. Being interested in animal rights. I'm a hunter, so there you go with that one. Being a lone individual. Well, you know what? I'm not a lone individual. I do like to socialize. I do go out. I do talk to people. I love to know who my neighbors are. You know, I'm one of those crazy people that break away from the TV because, well, I don't have TV for one. But I like to go out and socialize and meet people and talk and interact. I'm crazy. But a lone individual. There are some people in my town that I know. Well, I don't know them because they are lone individuals. They mind their own business. They're quiet. They don't really socialize. They go back home. Whatever. Are they terrorists? I think not. But according to this, they probably are. So if you know anyone in your town, you better call Homeland Security and let them know about that person. Making numerous references to the U.S. Constitution. Yes. Very guilty of that one, aren't I? Defending the U.S. Constitution. You believe in this country, you believe in what it is based on, you believe in the amendments to your Bill of Rights, you're a terrorist. Claiming driving is a right, not a privilege. Yeah, actually, it really is your right. Refusing to identify yourself to an authority figure. So, oh yes, and I like how they pose that, authority figure. What is an authority figure? I thought they were public servants. I thought they were people that were paid by our taxes, that worked for us, that we did not work for them. You know, we are not their slaves. If an officer approaches me and asks for ID, if I have not committed a crime or had reasonable suspicion, or not reasonable suspicion, but probable cause, I'm not showing him his ID, showing him my ID or her my ID. There's no reason to. So yes, I guess that makes me, excuse me, that makes me a terrorist. Attempting to monitor the actions of police. I guess that means videotaping the police while they're in action. Yes, you know, their cameras mysteriously don't work when there's criminal activity going on that's perpetrated by the police department. So they hate it when citizens record those actions and expose it. It's terrible. Here's a good one. Being bald. That's part of it. Okay. Texas Department of Public Safety Criminal Law Enforcement pamphlet. You can check these things out. I'm going to have some links for you. Okay, being a, in quotation marks, nice guy. That's, you're guilty. You're guilty. You're a terrorist. Wearing Levi jeans. I've got some of those on right now. I better cover up that name patch. Communicating predominantly by cell phone, email, or text message. That describes every high school kid I know and younger. looking normal in appearance. So you're either a nice guy, wear Levi's, or you look normal in appearance. Here you go if you rent a car. You stay in a hotel or an apartment. Renting a storage facility. Guilty. Al-Qaeda. Using cash to make large purchases. Using prepaid cell phones or handheld radios. Gaining support for a cause by holding meetings, public rallies, or demonstrations. We no longer allow you to exercise your First Amendment. You must sit down and shut up, because if not, you're considered a terrorist. Gaining support for cause by using websites, uticafreepress.com, posters, leaflets, or underground press publications, uticafreepress.com, YouTube channel. Possessing a photocopy of your driver's license, passport, social security card, or birth certificate. I think you make copies of those in case something happens to them. So, I guess that's terrorism. Possessing or purchasing GPS technology. We know you didn't buy that to find out where you're going on your next trip. You bought that for terrorism. Walking, biking, or driving near potential targets. I don't know what potential targets are. Taking photographs of, here it is, potential targets, including bridges, power plants, or government buildings. So if I'm biking to the post office, I might be a terrorist to pick up my mail. Here, under the terms of the Virginia Training Manual. Okay, this is to help state employees recognize terrorists. The following behaviors, actions, or interests are also signs of terrorism. You ready for these? Being a property rights activist. So I guess if you own property and you determine that you want to do something on your property and you decide it's no one else's business what you're doing on your property, you're a terrorist. You're Al-Qaeda. We know it. Even if you bought and paid for your property and you own it outright, which technically you don't. You rent it. If you don't pay your property taxes, they come and take it. Trying to influence government or social policy. God forbid I called my congressman or senator and expressed my chagrin to their activities. That makes me a terrorist. Undermining confidence in the government. They undermine their own confidence. I mean, I don't have to do it. They do the things themselves that undermine their confidence. Using a sketchpad, camera, map, binoculars, or scuba equipment. Give me a break. Good lordy, if you're an artist out there, it's your favorite park sketching a picture of an oak tree, you might be a terrorist. If you take a picture of your family somewhere in a public location, you're probably a terrorist. Using a map to find your way, or a GPS device, terrorism. Got binoculars, you like to bird watch, terrorist. Scuba diving. I like to go check out the fanciful fish around the coral, terrorist. Do you fit any of these categories? Do you wear Levi jeans? You know, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know. They are turning us into a snitch society. They want us to be afraid of each other. They want us not to talk to our neighbor, only to report them for suspicious activity. Whatever the suspicious activity is, it could be anything. And as you'll see in the following little segments here, they keep records on everybody. And everybody that has a suspicious activity, guilty or not. If you've not been convicted of a crime, they have a record of you on the 4th floor, the J. Edgar Hoover building in West Virginia. You don't believe me? Stay tuned, because I am going to show you the actual document, the Washington Post, mainstream media, for you people that do not like alternative media, mainstream media. Take a look and hang on.
Don't tread on us, we're not afraid. You work for us, we're not your slave.